trying my best for a while, trying to please everyone who's around me. I've been putting on my fake smile, even though I'm wasting time. I don't wanna be trapped in a box, trying to be like the rest but I'm not. I just wanna go my own way, gonna let the past burn down. Cause honestly, don't wanna be stuck in boring conversations with you. With you, I'm gonna leave it all behind, find myself, I'm gonna start over new. Yeah, I'm on my way now. 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 I'll be going away for a while. Oh, and I don't know what I'll find. Maybe I can be a rock star, playing songs on my guitar. I know I have to be somewhere else to be able to find myself. Shouldn't be so complicated. If I listen to my heart, I'm gonna leave it all behind, find myself, I'm gonna start over new. Yeah, I'm on my way now. 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 I don't wanna be trapped in a box, I just wanna go my own way. 'Cause I am on my way. 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 I am on
as you guys said, it's a sad day, and unfortunately, it's part of life, and it's a horrible part of our life. And you know, nobody likes to see anybody pass, and especially when we all have heroes. You come to think that heroes are gonna maybe live forever, but that's not the case. And you know, just a real special man who happened to be one of the greatest goal scorers ever. More importantly, he was a winner both on the ice as a champion, and he was a winner off the ice. Just a quality person.
Mike Bussey, 65 years old, passed away today, April 15, 2022. One of the best right winger in NHL. Lost his fight against the cancer. He's going to be always memory as one of the best scorer in NHL. R.I.P. Mike Bussey. Welcome everybody to another morning skate show with the hockey coach Guru Coach Frenchy. Directly from the Sunshine State in Florida. Hopefully an amazing, great Friday. We didn't want to start that day that way, but that's life. That's all about. And it is what, we're going to hear a lot of people talking about Mike Bussey today. We're going to invite Andrew Lepage, one of the insider of the Hockey National show about the Montreal Canadiens, also about the NHL. And he's going to bring his point of view about Mike Bussey, his career, where he played, an amazing, great 10 years. Unfortunately, he left the NHL because of the lower back injury. But again, have an amazing, great impact in NHL. And most also, it's like the second players of that line with Clark Gillies and Brent Trottier passed away the last couple of months. And life is short. Life is short. And I just want to remember a lot about Mike Bussey. If you have a chance to watching my video I make this morning about the career of Mike Bussey, it's about 4 or 5 minutes. A couple of months ago, I have a series called a Flashback NHL Players in Montreal Canadiens. So what I did is on those videos, about 20 minutes each one of them. I remember what they accomplished in NHL a little bit deeper. I invite you to checking that video about Michael Bussey Flashback. And so I'll give you an idea what Mike Bussey was during his time in NHL. Many of you saw and watched Michael Bussey as the best player in NHL. So, not to welcome back Mr. But first of all, we have a few people in the chat. We want to welcome everybody. Mr. R.G. Calabro, welcome aboard. Number one friend, the Ottawa Senator, Mr. Corey Hill. Welcome aboard. And we have Mr. Roger Delaney. Welcome back, Mr. Roger. Mr. Abs Fan, welcome aboard. From Finland. Welcome back, Mr. Yamo Vertanen. Welcome. And we have Mr. John Grega. Welcome back, Johnny. Mr. Richard Mullen. Welcome. Blue Mountain Kid is with us this morning. Mr. Enoch Tap, insider of the Hockey Nation Live Show, with a warm-up show. Round with Kings 20. Welcome back. And from New Brunswick, come on down, Johnny Golden. Here we go. We're not welcome directly from Nova Scotia. The insider of the Hockey Nation Show about the Montreal Canadiens. We welcome Mr. Andrew Lepage in the house.
How's it going, Coach? How's everybody doing?
Welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us. I know it's a special edition of the Hockey Nation Live Show. It's called the Morning Skate Show. Honestly, the purpose of that show is usually we talk about hockey, but recap what happening. We're going to talk about different things today. We're going to talk about the 12 game happening last night in NHL. We're going to talk about a couple injury happening yesterday. The standing where we're at that moment. The weekend is coming. We're going to talk a little bit about the preview game we have tonight. And Montreal Canadiens hosts the Islanders. So I'm going to have you what you thinking about that game. But also we have to welcome Mr. Carey Price between the pipes. It's going to be his first game of the season. And then finally, we're going to talk about the different other injuries happening. And of course, we want to talk first of all about Michael Bussey, passed away at age of 65 years old, and talk a little bit more about his career, everything like that. So what is your first impression about Mike Bussey?
Wow. It's kind of emotional. Like I said, that's why I got a hold of you this morning. It kind of hit me hard. I was always, like you, diehard Habs fan. But when I seen this guy break into the league, seeing him break Lafleur's records, and, I had friends that were true Islanders fans, and, you're always competing. But then I started watching Mike, with his style and everything about him, and just, just his gentleness in the way he took his interviews, the way he treated his opponents, and just such a cannon on him. But he was always so humble. For me, I looked at him and I was like, because Gainey was kind of my role model. And I said, what better? You got two very similar guys. And so immediately there's another guy I'm looking at when I was playing competitive hockey. These are the type of guys that had a profound effect on the way I played. And wow, I just, such a great human being, phenomenal player. He always ended up in the right place at the right time. His IQ was beyond. That shot was just deadly. But like I say again, for the humanitarian type of guy he was, he'd take his shirt off his back. Very great similarities with him and Lafleur. They'd take their shirts off their back for you. So all my deepest respects go out to him, to his family, my condolences, and Mike, I'm sure you're going to be welcomed up there, buddy.
Yep. It's happened. I think the news got about 10 o'clock this morning or 9:30 or something like that. And the morning I work a lot. I prepare my day about it, and I'm always on Twitter, everything like that. And I think I got the right away. I think I was 3 minutes behind when they pick it up, the news right away. And I make a video this morning, but and then I start to listening everybody left and right, and everybody talk about Mike Bussey, everything like that. And only one word, classy. Classy is the word for him. About everything he did. They don't have a lot of classy player in NHL. One like the type, those kind of I've always said the qualitative of the classy is really always remind me Jean Béliveau for the Montreal Canadiens. Exactly. Because that's my team, right? And I understand what Guy Lafleur did, Maurice Richard, Jacques Plante, I can go all the way. But the word classy is really where Jean Bilbao, it was for
Take the torch.
the
Yeah.
Montreal Canadiens. Mike Bossy, Wesley, what he was, and NHL. Sadness, you know, like other players, their career completely finished earlier. Like, you know, imagine Bobby Orr with no knees injury, what he
Exactly.
could be. We talk about lower problem for Mike Bossy start at earlier age. He carried
Yeah,
on
that
this for a
back.
couple of years and still continues to score 50 goals and more.
Yeah.
For 10 years in NHL, he really, really accomplished great accomplishment. He is the number one goal average per game in NHL with 0.76. He scored 573 goal in NHL. He have like 1,124 point and 500 and 729 game, I believe, of 43 game. It's just like on ice was one of the most dynamic line in hockey for years with Claude Gillis and Brent Trottier. The 4 years Stanley Cup back to back after the following from Montreal Canadiens. It was amazing what they accomplished over there. And you have that kind of line, you know, you have to go with the French connection, and, you know, the Lemaire shot, Lafleur, and they just continuous what other players they accomplished. But Mike Bossy was really the one make a big impact for the New York Islanders. I remember that New York Islanders came in the league at the beginning of the 70s with Buffalo Sabres. And they really find their groove and their star
Very quick.
really there 10, 12 years later when they draft. And Michael Bossy was draft only 15 overall pick. He was
Hard
not
to
a
believe,
top
eh?
three. And the biggest problem, Michael Bossy, was his speed. My dad was scout and junior, and he was one of the weakness of the Michael Bossy was his skate, right? Otherwise, he was completely amazing. My dad was always said, look, he played 199 game junior with the Laval National, and 3 years he got 404 points. So he has like over 2 points per game junior during his career over there. So you just give you a kind of players he was. And shy, never talk publicly, really don't want to express any emotion too much. He just talk about the human being, the best human being you cannot meet in your life. Great husband, great father. You have a couple of up and down roller coaster after his career, about to find where he who he is. Because you have another side of Mike Bossy, the funny Mike Bossy. He ran for the morning many years, a funny show in the morning. That's nobody knew about Mike Bossy, honestly. And but again, he's going to be always remembered, maybe the best right winger of all the time in the NHL for sure. And then, you know, our age, your age, my age, the people about 45 to 65, right, and plus maybe remember Michael Bossy. You know, because Michael Bossy, he played from what, 79 to 89 or something like that. He finished early, only at the beginning of 90s. So it's almost like 30 years. So people born before that never see Michael Bossy play hockey. They heard the name, but they never see. We have an opportunity to see those kind of players like Michael Bossy for year after year. So it's a sadness in hockey. We don't want to lose anybody, right? But that's life's all about. And I just want to play again. I don't know if I have it again. What Wayne Gretzky said about Michael Bossy.
As you guys said, it's a sad day, and unfortunately, it's part of life, and it's the horrible part of our life. And you know, nobody likes to see anybody pass, and especially when we all have heroes. You come to think that heroes are gonna maybe live forever, but that's not the case. And you know, just a real special man who happened to be one of the greatest goal scorers ever. More importantly, he was a winner both on the ice as a champion, and he was a winner off the ice. Just a quality person.
That's called respect.
Well said. Well said.
Talk about the best
And
players, Wayne Gretzky, talk about Michael
yeah,
Bussey. For me, that's all about the respect. So we want to share a little bit what happened, who was Michael Bussey for people never see him. We have a few people in the chat, Mr. Nortap and Mr. Nortap. I always call him Nortap, but I try to get everybody here. Have a respect who he was going to tweet others. Jose Duarte, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us tonight.
good.
Josie nicely said for Andrew about that. Blackhawks fan 97, welcome aboard. Thanks to be a part of the show today. I don't know if it's Kate or Nick, but thanks to be a part of the show. Bussy, it was an amazing his time condolences to the RFC family. In the 80s, Bussy was a machine. Soler, welcome aboard.
Welcome.
Bussy, that might ask that we are here today, gone tomorrow. Don't leave regret on the table. Make your goal happen. Well said, well done about that. That's what we have at that moment. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. We really appreciate if you can helping us about that one over there. So, it's part what it is, right? And we're going to remember Mike Bussy, one of the best hockey player. And we see, I'm sure the Montreal Canadiens today, they're going to recognize the pass away of Michael Bussy. But we have to consider talking about hockey, everything like that. And let's move on to a couple of things. First of all, this weekend, Mr. Andrew, is the Easter weekend. Hockey Nation, I sure would love to sing Happy Easter Day, of course, for the weekend also for everybody. We would like to be sure at the same time, Mr. Andrew, Nooner cannot eat chocolate. So we want to be sure they cannot eat chocolate, Nooner. He's in the jail right now. So he's going to get out at the jail. He's like Jesus, the resurrection, the Friday happening. And then so Nooner is going to be out of the jail today at 3 o'clock. But we're going to be interesting to see that about that. So Mr. Terry T in the house.
Welcome, Terry.
Thank you for the kind word. I apologize, Mr. Andrew. I'm going to click this right here. Every time the graphic change all the time. Mr. Renault, welcome aboard. If one was not such a superstar, would Mikey Bussy be even more like around the world? I don't know, Renault. I think everybody knew Michael Bussy. You know what I mean? It's like, like Wayne Gretzky was recognized because he was the best player on the point, everything like that. But you talk about Mario Lemieux and, Ray Bourque and all those kind of players, they reached the level. And, so that's happened about that. Corey said, Happy Easter to you, Coach, and Andrew, taking of you about that.
Easter.
The whole man have to go back and hit the likes, not a problem. Terry, we appreciate a lot. And I just want to share it with you. Don't forget to click on the like. That'd be awesome. So happy Easter, everybody. Of course, we'll be back at 6 o'clock, Mr. Andrew, with Mr. Nortap. And then at 7 o'clock tonight, we'll do the Montreal Canadiens versus the New York Islanders for sure. So let's dive in for the next thing. If I can find a graphic, that'd be awesome. I don't know where the graphic is anymore.
Can I say one more thing, Coach?
I'm here right there. Here we go. The man, the Jesus Christ, is back. Cannot be back better as during the Eastern time. It was the resurrection, everybody. And the Carey Price going to be a part of the Montreal Canadiens starter as a between the pipe. What's your impression about Mr. Carey Price?
Well, for me, I'm excited, of course, because, out of today's group of Montreal Canadiens, Carey's been my favorite since he's been drafted, in this era. So, all my best hopes that he comes back healthy. So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. Either way it goes, it's nice. It's going to be nice to see him, and I would say don't get your hopes up because, he hasn't played in quite some time. So let's just hope he feels well. I think that's the main key.
Yeah, first of all, we want to welcome back Mr. His last name is Winstock, but we call him Peter all the time. Peter, welcome back. New member and supporter of the Hockey National Show. Pete is a great, Mr. Andrew.
Well,
Pete is a coach for many years in,
nice.
I believe it's a Kingston area. I could be wrong here. I know he's in Ontario, but he's like 35 years experience in hockey and a coach and
Nice.
just a great, great human being. As a coach, he talked about that the kids, they gave back to the kids for many years and show them to the kids the human being side and not only the W.
Right.
And that's what Peter has always been a great asset. Talking to him all the time on the Facebook page, but glad to see him this morning about that for sure. So thanks to be a part. Kingston, coach, here we go. So that's about. Yeah, Carey Price is coming back. If I'm selfish, I would say don't play. I want to thank, but I'm not selfish, right? At the end of the day, I want the best from Carey Price.
Same here.
Right?
Same here.
So I'm not going to judge him a lot. I will see him tonight as an athlete. I would be, if I was in the building, I would be a standing ovation. I hope the fan will give him the same they did for Jonathan Drouin. We don't know everything behind the door, behind the wall, Mr. Andrew.
I agree.
Everybody have their own problem, and we never know. You can assume, you can make your own opinion, your own statement, but this is private. This is what Carey Price has for many years. Whatsoever was the problem behind, whatever it was create, at the end of the day, to see Carey Price back on the ice, back where he belongs, where he have a passion about this is his life. That's what he did all his life. That's only what he knows. And most of the thing is for his family. You know, behind every man, they have always a wife or a girlfriend or someone, the mom or a person close. And for all the bad days as a family, kids, wife, him, we wish the best. Whatever is going to be only one game. We don't know. For me, I want the best for him. It's not about the W tonight. It's all about him to enjoy what he loved for since he's 5, 6 years old. And for where he coming from, where he was born. And those people gave a chance to understand the illness or the mindset or the mental illness, right, is a problem. And don't be afraid to talk about what you need help.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
So at the end of the day, that was the most important thing for me at that moment. Right. So we wish only the best for him. He need that. He take the time, and he has no. I don't go to sure. Oh, he should be back 2 months ago, 1 month ago. It's not matter. He's back tonight. Let's have a great night watching him perform. And it's not matter. He gave 3 goals, 6 goals, whatever. He'll win, he'll lose.
That's right.
Just see as a hockey fans. I understand it's Montreal Canadiens. I understand it's our team. But it could be any other players in the NHL. To see a guy go through those adversity challenge and to come back and tonight to be back where he belongs, I can just applaud, and I'm proud to see him tonight and to enjoy to watching Carey Price. He could be anybody else. He could be Steven Stamkos. He could be anyone, right? Yeah. But for me, I'm glad to see Carey Price back between the pipes for the Montreal Canadiens.
Me too. You said it well, Coach.
Yep. Renaud said, I expect the others to have one of their best game of the season and another, but see, I'm worried for Carey's start tonight. It's not a matter, Renaud.
I'm not worried.
Who really care about the start of Carey Price? What's the point behind that, Renaud? It's about him to enjoy. So him to have a great time about that one over there. So I think Price take the L tonight, but maybe OT. Again, it's not a matter at that moment. Just to see him in the net, that's all about at the end of the day. Right?
I agree.
Is it confirmed Price start tonight that it was? No, it's confirmed. It's really confirmed, Peter, about that.
Yeah.
Mr. Pierre Martin, welcome aboard.
Welcome, sir. Good to see you, buddy.
Salaire predict Gallagher score tonight. We'll see what happens. Please push the like and subscribe to the thanks about that one over there. And in our tab, good if one over there. Coffee score 2 tonight. And it's all about we see what he can do, what he can accomplish. But would be interesting to see that about that. We have a couple of things we want to mention. First of all, I want to remind everybody I make a video earlier, and yeah, I invite you to watching the video. It's a short one. I didn't want to go deep about the story about Michael Bussey because I did a long time ago, like a couple of months ago, the flashback Michael Bussey. You can watch again. But today I just want to remind everybody the human being and what he accomplished, and in a short about 5-minute comment. So I invite you to watching the video, watching until to the end, and then also give your comments about Michael Bussey. I really, really appreciate about that.
If I can, Coach, if I can real quick.
Yep.
I just recommend for coaches today and for you kids, if there's any kids watching, all of you that haven't seen Mike Bussey, look up his clips because your young players should be introduced to the man this guy was on the ice. He would change a lot of attitudes in today's players, I'm sure, if you could see the example. So that would be my recommendation. He was such a class act.
Yeah, it's well done said. Also, the fact also, he was against the violence. He was against the fight. He got really got not beat, but not like beat like a man, but like beat on. Imagine what he did in 1980s, at the beginning 80s, right? Imagine
Exactly.
at that time, Andrew, the social media would be who we are today. How he's going to be
Can you imagine?
completely destroyed on social media at that time. You know, bring 40 years back, right? And then imagine the way he was talking and the way he wanted to explain. We don't need to fight. We don't need to play that game, right? And
Exactly.
but he make an impact on that way also about that. Question for Andrew: do you have favorite or memorable Bussey moment, or you were growing up watching him?
Oh my word, there's so many. Like I say, he was part of the team that dethroned us. So just to watch him coming down the wing in that big slap shot, and then yeah, there is one when he got his first Stanley Cup. Seeing him hold the cup and then be interviewed, that to me really stood out when he first. It was the signal of a new era starting. And when you got to see this man, the way he spoke of his opponents, like I say, his game was phenomenal, but yet his total personality and humbleness was incredible. He's just a great human being, but it was so deserving anytime he took an MVP trophy, and he deserved them because he was something else.
He won a number. He won the Connie Smythe, by the way.
Yeah.
He won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. I remember that.
Right. So it was like an amazing, great players for them for sure. I tried to. By the way, he was drafted by the WHA, 44 overall, round number 5 by the Indianapolis Racer.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep. He scored
Wow.
69, 68, 61, 60, 64 goal in NHL per season. Then after that, he have 4 more years of 50 goal and more. That was,
Consistent.
and then he won the Calder Trophy, the Rookie of the Year, 77, 78, the Connie Smythe, 81, 82. Then he won the Lindy Bink Trophy after that for a couple of years. So that's what he was about this. For me, my memory, I have a few of them.
Yeah,
Mike
that's
Bussey,
a lot.
the way he played, it was a little bit what Steve Shutt was,
Definitely.
right?
Yeah.
The way the slap shot, everything like that, the Guy Lafleur, everything like that. But for me, it was one. I a little bit talk about this, but I was about 6, 7 years old. I was going to the Shawinigan arena with my dad. My dad was scout, so my dad had to shop earlier, everything like that. And I was sitting at the stand, and I was said, "Look, one the Quebec Remparts coming. You're going to watch number 4, Guy Lafleur. One the National Laval is coming because." Mike Bussey played after Guy Lafleur in junior.
Right.
He did not come at the same time. So then we watched Mike Bussey and he was always said, look, when he's going to shoot the puck in the net, he's going to be always on the goalie and never over 1 foot, 1 feet.
Exactly.
He's going to be low all the time. So I really you know, Bussy, watch him a lot. Unfortunately, I cannot watch him a lot. It's too far from me, but he visit Shawinigan 10, 12 times per year, and he was just an amazing, great player. And after that, this, you know, is history, but he was a great, great one hockey player for sure. Michael Bussy, I tried to catch up what's going on around the chat. It's go on Suzuki on assist coffee at 238. It's also same play. Thank you, Pierre. Was very nice of you. Mr. Sascha SCHRADER in the house.
Welcome.
Renaud said Mike Bussy will win the heart and the heart for Ross every year. Bussy play with heart and the team will rally behind him. Yeah, you know, it's always remind me something. Sascha, he said, my favorite personal hockey moment was probably when Mike Bussy scored 50 goals and 50 games. He was the first one to do it since Rocket Richard was the young. What is happening? Yeah, definitely was the one did it after Maurice Richard. And then after that, you got Wayne Gretzky, but you get also Mario, you know, so many others did it after that. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely right about that, Sascha. It was just like an amazing hockey player.
I remember that moment.
Yeah, definitely about that. Bussy was as good as the wine. I bet we find a way to be pro these days for sure. Which WHA he did play for? He never played for them. It was the Japanese Renault about that. Coach, what's your moment to you regarding Bussy? I'll just go from there. Yeah, Mike Bussy was exceptional player. I saw him live in Montreal in the late 80s and the old forum. That's a good one, Sascha. I agree with him about that. Bussy will always be a great hockey player. So yeah, you know, Bada Monkey's not here, Alexis not here, Nicolas not here. The youngest we have and the group usually right there never see Mike Bussy. I think Blackhawks just maybe he left, but he's another one never see Mike Bussy play about that. Wine did in 39 game, I apologize. Yeah, you cannot forget those moments. He's a top player all the time, possibly top 10. He said that, Mr. Soler. Let's move on to the next thing. We're going to go through different things happening during the day. Of course, 12 game yesterday have a lot of impact. In NHL yesterday. Wow. I watched 10 of them, I believe. I gave up at Calgary after the second period. I gave up on Chicago, Vancouver at some point. I watched the Colorado only 3-1. That surprised me. I was expect 5-6-1 over there. The Chicago, honestly, this was not really good. Not because you had no interest right there, and it was more bad execution than anything. Now, I'm surprised about the Oilers shutout.
Yeah, it is surprising. It's very surprising.
Mike Smith did it again.
Yeah.
And if they had those kind of Mike Smiths on the playoff, you never know what could happen at some point. Exactly. Then Detroit, I don't know what's going on in Carolina. 3-0 again, and Carolina cannot score the last couple of games. They are not consistency. When I'm talking about consistency, you know, at the beginning, they was winning 6-7 or 4-5, lose 1, 4-5-3, come back 1, everything like that. Every 10 games, they would said at least 6-3-1 or 7-2-1 or 8-1-1. They was up play for almost 700 every 10 games. Yeah. But right now, for the last 15 games, they are not the Carolina we saw at the beginning of the season. That makes some interrogation over there because they cannot score. And also, and then Vasilevsky can remove yesterday.
I think he's had too much hockey in the last 2 years, to tell you the truth.
I cannot believe it. He got removed yesterday about that one over there. So
too much hockey for him. It takes a toll on them.
I don't know how they're going to show up yesterday. You saw they beat the Anaheim Ducks, but it's Anaheim Ducks. It's not Toronto. It's not Panthers. Question over there, too.
I think if
it was Toronto, 10 points, I'm not sure what I'm doing. How I'm not confident about Tampa Bay right now.
See, I think they'll be different in the playoffs, but I do think they should rest them. just give him some rest before, and this would be the time to do it now. You're in, just give him some rest because he's had a lot of play with those 2 playoffs, going to the final both years. There's key guys there that I would give a rest to, truthfully.
Salas and Nedeljkovic stopped 46 shots. Yes. Again, his ex-team, by the way, at the building in Carolina. So it's pretty fun to see that. He did it. Nedeljkovic, who have difficult year of the last 20 games. Nedeljkovic cannot stop a puck. And last night he did everything he got about that one over there. Maybe the Bruins will play Carolina in our top. Boston Bruins not looking good also over there. The last 3-2 against Ottawa. There was now they lose Ulmax during the game.
Yeah, they're in trouble. I hate to say it.
Couple injuries over there, so I'm not sure about this. Ottawa guys, Tkachuk, Norris, Zazzle score.
Yeah, I honestly think that they're slowly coming down the ladder. They're going in, the opposite direction now. When they lose Marchand and Bergeron, that's going to be huge on them.
Yep. Coach for Edmonton, who you start in the playoff, Koskinen or Mike Smith?
Man, that's hard. Oh, that's hard.
It's a team, I believe, they can use both goaltender.
Yes, rotate it.
I wouldn't be surprised. Or he start with someone, and then after that, they get the W. If it's not that, I wouldn't be surprised. It's Edmonton versus Vegas.
Oh, they don't want that.
I wouldn't be surprised about that one over there. I'm concerned about Nashville, by the way.
Oh, very. They're right on the wire now. Them and Dallas.
There. They are not. It's not going to be easy also. So,
them and Dallas. I am really concerned about. Yeah.
You should watch Ottawa Boston. It was a very tense game. A lot of missed calls. Everybody who ever really enjoyed. Yeah, I watched the game. The highlights, Corey. About that.
I've seen them too.
Pierre said Predator was out player at all part of the ice. Edmonton looked good for us as a team.
It's very true. They
scored 3 goals yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked them.
Peter
so
said Tampa Bay will not repeat. What do you think about that?
See, I think Tampa will repeat. That's who I picked at the beginning of the year. But I know they're showing signs of fatigue. There's no doubt about it. They're, you don't know if those additions are going to be the same every year. Those plugs they put in the holes. Yeah, and right now it hasn't shown that it's the total answer yet. But I think they're a very fatigued team, and I think they should rest their top guys. But I think they'll repeat. I
believe they will be out first round.
I hope you're right, because I don't want them to repeat. But I picked them.
Johnny said that will cut race, and the West will probably go right down to the last day.
Yeah, I agree. I've been saying that all along. I think that's going to go right down to the wire. Yeah. 2 games. By the time you get 2 games left, I think you'll know.
Carolina has to be careful not to fall out of the first place. They could meet up with Pittsburgh, which is not get a good match for them.
I know what you're saying, but I think they can handle Pittsburgh, honestly, if they can figure out what the heck's going on with themselves right now. But I do think they can handle Pittsburgh.
Carolina play again New York Rangers next week.
That's going to be a rough game. Again, that's a good matchup. It's going to speak volumes.
Coach, sorry to say it, but Tampa are not going nowhere in the playoff. They make it even. I would not be surprised. Right now, I believe, I could be wrong, but most of the team right now are 10 games and less to go all the way now.
Yes.
And now they have to, you need to build your playoff right now. You cannot show the playoff with 3-5-2. You have to get there with positive right now. You have to get a good number of the game. Right now, for me, St. Louis is maybe the biggest dangerous team right now.
I agree. They are dangerous. They've been playing well at the right time. If you can play well in those last 10, 13 games, that's the time to get hot.
And for all the people who don't want to hear that, Toronto is another team.
They're getting hot for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Toronto is the best team in NHL since March 1st.
Yeah, I think offensively they have been. Yeah.
So you have to be careful about that one over there. Pittsburgh won yesterday, but Pittsburgh, geez, they struggled for the last 10 games. It was a big W for them because Washington lost last night to keep that third position to play against the Rangers. But honestly, it's not looking good. That sounds like a scrappy matchup to begin with Corey Hill. We'll check out the highlights later on. You can watch the game for sure. Make sure to hit the likes and subscribe. I don't relate. You don't rotate goalies in the playoff. But it's happened sometime, obviously, a run. It's just, like I remember Matt Murray, Fleury at some point. It's just what happened. Then after that, one goaltender got hot, and then he keep him all the way. But it's just, Carey Price came back. Alec come back to Carey Price in 2010. It's always been that way a lot of time. It's rare, like Vasilevsky did with the Tampa Bay. It's not always that way. So I'm not said every game, but you're going to be, because you're not sure, like St. Louis start with who, Bennington or Husso?
Oh, I personally, I would start with Husso. That's my opinion.
All right. Now he loses his first game. What do you do?
Then, you got a decision to make. You got to see how bad his outing was.
That's my point here, right? Because Bennington been there before. He won the Stanley Cup. So my point is the same thing with Edmonton. Kaskinen start. He lose maybe the first 2 games. What do you do after that?
Well, then you got to go to the other guy.
But you cannot do this with Tampa Bay.
No.
You cannot do this with Pittsburgh. Right? Exactly. Another team could do that. It would be Washington.
Yeah.
You cannot do this with the Rangers. You cannot do this with Carolina, right? You have some location. What happened in Toronto if Campbell lose the first 2 games?
Well, I think you're looking at the kid. The kid will be jumping in the net if something happens to Campbell. And he's not played bad.
Renaud said, will Skinner play in the net in Mountains on the playoff? That's all what we talk about this. That's good news. That's what we get. West St. Louis, Calgary, Colorado, Minnesota, East, Florida, Toronto, Pittsburgh, Carolina. I'm not sold in Pittsburgh.
No, nor am I. I think they're going to have a fast exit.
What's
truthfully?
New York Rangers.
They're a good team. Dangerous.
Who carried on Montreal last season?
What's that?
Who carried on Montreal?
Who carried on Montreal?
During the playoff. It's Carey Price.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got you. Who shoulder?
Who can do this for the Rangers?
Oh well, I mean, Sherstikin easily
So
Sherstikin.
that's That's what I would say to you. You have to be careful about that. Dallas should be fine with the game in hand for our schedule. It's 6 games at home.
Don't know. I'm not seeing it right now. I'm inconsistency. Them and the Predators. I'm really not sure on both perhaps.
They lost a huge point yesterday again, Minnesota, on the table over there.
They needed that, and when it counts, they haven't been coming through.
You talk about goaltender. What do you do in Dallas? Huttinger, or you go with which Wood?
That's it. I mean, everybody would have thought it would have been Ottinger, but it just doesn't look like that so much now.
That's a big problem over there for Dallas. The problem with Dallas, they have only one line.
That's it. They're a one-punch team. Exactly.
So, I'm not sure. And the people said, Adam texted me last night talking about the Vegas, everything like that, right? It's a big concern in Vegas. Now Vegas, you're going to say, maybe they can score. But how many rookies like Thompson can carry on a team all the way to the Stanley Cup?
Well,
that's my biggest problem with Thompson.
Yeah, I agree.
Looking good right now, right? And again, he said, well, maybe Vegas would trade Leonard. No, you cannot go with a rookie like this thinking because you have a good stretch right now for the future about that one there. What he did is surprisingly amazing. It's a great story, Logan Thompson. First,
for sure.
He beat yesterday Calgary, and he played for the Brock University in Calgary, where it's like about 6 6,000 miles before you reach the NHL. He grew all the way from the university, go to East Coast for the American Hockey League, then jump in NHL. Unbelievable story, and he beat that team, the Flame, at home, where I'm sure he was dreaming to play one day for them. So
I'm convinced that Vegas is going to slip into that last spot for sure.
Corey asks, who is better, Tkachuk, Brady, Matthew? Who do you choose?
Well, I mean, Matthews is definitely, goal scoring there's no doubt about it.
Right now, I would take Matthews. You don't know, you know what I mean, like what Brady would become one day. But you have to go with Matthews at that moment.
Matthews is in his prime right now, so you got to go with that.
Renault, he does not predict the Tampa win. Panthers ahead of Tampa from Renault. Toronto will beat Tampa Bay. Surprise sleep by Vancouver these days.
Yeah, Vancouver's playing really well for a team that's out of it.
They have a straight of 5 right now.
I mean, they are giving themselves a shot. I mean,
a bit too late, unfortunately, for them.
Yeah, it's too far out in my opinion, but I'm totally impressed that they are not quitting.
What a season for Elias Pettersson since Boudreau is there. He's won out 26 goals. Quinn Hughes 3 assists yesterday. Pretty good about that one over there. Tampa Bay won 2 fake cup these last 2 years. They cannot repeat. A real full season is happening. I don't think so. For me, Ron is like it was equal for everybody. So why the Colorado did not win it? Why Vegas did not win it? Why Montreal did not win it? Why the Islanders did not win it? Right? The rules are there, and they have to go to this part. And for me, it's all about that. Eugene put together a solid future before he passed. A fan wanted him gone. He said, "I'm not leaving Golden Center. Next year, he will think I'm making the playoff." All right. Minnesota is the team to watch in the playoff.
They are definitely one of the big teams that I have my eye on. I like the way they're playing. I really do.
Unfortunately, they may be going to be out by St. Louis.
Yes, that's going to be like one of the best series. No doubt about it. There's no doubt that's going to be an excellent series, and you're right.
And whatsoever that team pass, they're going to be fatigued at the end.
Yeah, they're going to be there. Yeah.
Uso is the new goalie of the Blues. Let not forget Calgary, the team with 11 shutout.
You know what? I'm going to tell you. Like, I mean, that's just there's a couple of teams that really got to worry about Vegas, and that's Calgary and Colorado. They really, really got to pray to God that Vegas doesn't make it, and I think Vegas is going to make it.
So Max Strom got removed for the second game last night, back to back.
Yep. Yep.
Did you see Max Strom last night when he left? Did you see when he looked at Sutter?
Yeah.
It was not pretty. It will remind me Patrick Roy, Mario Tremblay.
Very much so.
Max Strom, he was and furious about Sutter.
Yeah. But you know what? Sometimes these guys, they get a little big-headed, and sometimes I think the coach is making the right move to say, don't think you're better than the rest of the team. Just a wake-up call, you know?
I just feel it was not the right time to do it, but I can
These
understand what he meant by this, but
yeah.
I don't know. You cannot blame him last night because
no,
Calgary
I wouldn't blame him solely, but I think it's a team thing. They all have to know their part of why they're coming up, falling, right?
Look what he said, Bose. St. Louis scored 4 goals, 10 straight game, and so many with 20 goals. And you can go right now with Robert Thomas. Puchnevich and Tarasenko are amazing right now. That team is really dangerous, more where we think.
Yes, they're coming on at the right time. Right time. I wouldn't have thought it earlier in the season, but boy, the way they're playing now, it's lights out.
It's amazing how the team in the East don't look threatening anymore, but the team in the West are starting to look like a threat. The only team right now in the West right now is Colorado.
Yeah, the biggest threat, yeah.
Colorado is the biggest, is the team over everybody in the West.
Yeah.
I believe Panthers are the same thing in the East.
Yeah.
And then after that, you can match the Minnesota and the Blues right there.
Yeah.
All right. And then after that, you can put Toronto, Carolina together.
Yeah. I think
Then
the
you
East,
drop
though,
a little bit lower. And then finally, you have those four over there.
Yeah.
But I believe for me, it's Panthers and the Colorado. Drop after that, the St. Louis Blues, the Minnesota, right there. And then after that, you have to go with Colorado, Edmonton, right there. Right? And then after that, you have the Dallas, Nashville, Vegas, and the rest. On the flip side, over there is Toronto, Carolina under Panthers. And then you have the Tampa Bay with the Rangers.
yeah, I find the East side is a little tougher. It's better teams on that side right now. The problem is they're probably going to beat the heck out of each other, right? So that could be an issue.
That would be interesting. The pressure of Toronto Maple Leaf at the playoff would be interesting.
Oh, yes, for sure. And this is a year, as I was saying the other day, this could be the year if they did line up against Boston, they might finally be able to come through against Boston. Because Boston's a little bit of a different team than they were when they were beating Toronto in the playoffs.
Here's a good question for Pierre Martin, and we are late, but it's not a big deal. Best Canadian team this year so far said Calgary for his defense, a goaltender.
Well, yeah, I think for their defense and their goaltending, yes. But if you look at offensive, I mean, it's all Toronto. Toronto's definitely by far been the best offensive Canadian team.
Since the trade deadline, I think Edmonton is better to Calgary.
Yeah, so do I. Funny enough, so do I.
For what they got, the Brassard over there, and the couple of the Kulak, and they got another one I cannot remember. I think they filled up their depth over there.
And getting
Edmonton,
Kane.
I believe, is now they have to give credit for what they are right now at that moment.
Sure. Yeah.
Around Binnington does not get to play in the playoff. Goalies lose all the time. If you don't just switch them out, you show you have no trust in them if you do. It's not because of this run. It's because sometimes you go with what they accomplished in the past. And that's the reason I was said to you about this one over there, about Binnington. Binnington won yesterday, by the way.
He's been there. Yeah, he looked good too. Yeah.
So my point, I understand what Ron he tried to say about this, right? But
I understand that too. Yeah.
I would not be surprised it could happen. I'm not saying it will happen. I would not be surprised with the Cup and Nicolas Deslauriers ends, but I don't want to come back to Canada. I hate the league, but I think they can get it done. I agree with you, Salah. I agree with Pierre. I agree with the Dangerous can the playoff time. Salah, we get them rolling.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope.
Maxime Vladar solid the net for Calgary. Pierre Martin said, I said body catch-up, but I do like your answer too. He is on the print, but what I mentioned is coming to the dance. That's Weber throw down and Weddle Clark tied the players. Will be interesting. I think the maturity of Matthews could be its friend this season.
It could be. It could definitely be. I mean, there's, going through the experience of what he went through last season with the, against the Habs, and now there's a couple little changes there, and there might be more of a hunger now, finally, so I think they might have. I'm really interested in seeing them play that first round. No doubt about it.
Did you guys know that Mr. Avles will go for the gold 4? Yeah, the differential is -3 and -4, I believe, Pierre. At some point, their bad luck will end up and they will win the cup. The problem with Minnesota, they are almost like only one line score.
Yeah, again, yeah, and that is their problem. They're not going to go right to they're not taking a cup. They could cause trouble, but they're not taking a cup.
I still believe Dallas. If you look about Dallas, Mr. Enatap, I know they are 10-4-4.
Yeah.
All right. But I understand you said the second line wake up. I can understand that part over there.
I'm not convinced with Dallas. I don't like what they're showing me right now. I'm just not sold yet.
Yeah. All right. So what they did, they beat the Tampa Bay at home, 1-0.
Yeah.
After that,
And everybody's been doing that.
they beat the
So,
Islanders. They beat
yeah.
the Sharks. They beat the Ducks. They beat the
Yeah.
Ducks. They beat Edmonton. They beat Montreal Canadiens. They beat Buffalo, Los Angeles King, and they beat one time the Capital Washington. I don't know if you consider them the big game. I just like, again, the big game. They lost. They lost again the Kraken, by the way. But
Yeah.
I just feel I don't know. That team
I
does
think they're
not
going to
impress.
miss.
Anyway, at the end of the day, Dallas does not go nowhere anyway. It's like they can maybe in a playoff, but they're not going to go beat everybody and they go all the way to the Stanley Cup.
No, I agree.
That's
I
the
agree.
point
First
about
round.
the Dallas Star.
I think they're going to get knocked out in the first round if they get in. If they get in, and I don't think they're going to. I don't necessarily think
I
they get
believe
in.
they can. My biggest concern it's not Dallas, it's really Nashville. Nashville is the one really can get out.
That's true too. Yeah, but I
Calgary,
think
Edmonton,
Vegas is
even
coming
Minnesota
in.
are starting to look more dangerous those in the East. About that,
Yeah, I think the East is deadly. Honestly, we've got 4 teams for sure over there that are pretty explosive. But the problem is, will they just beat the heck out of each other? That's going to be the question mark.
welcome aboard, Mr. Rand Basket. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. Thanks, and all that. Maybe the commander was talking about the last 10 game or something. Sorry for this one, guys. Dave Sozol is dominant, is killing, is what you are thought about this. You have a better second season, part of the second season, after the season. The first, it was terrible, like the team, honestly. Leafs success will be the goaltending. It's out for me with Bennington. He has a first season play goalie that's won the cup, but what he has already done since after the Stanley Cup. I have a difficult year this season, a run. But again, for 2 years, he carried on that team pretty good on my eyes. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about Bennington stat,
He's been there, so that's the big thing. He knows what it takes.
Bennington last season, 2.65, 9.10. The year before, 2.56, 9-1 and 2. He was 7 of the Vizina, and then the year before he won the Stanley Cup.
Exactly.
You have 41 W and 50 W run. So I don't know why you said he was not good.
He's been pretty solid.
If he was not good, you have a bunch of goaltender in NHL that is not really good.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it was you said, because you said like a first season, but what he's really done since that after winning the cup.
Oh, he's been solid.
91 W the last 2 years prior to the season. Not true. You have a 30 and 11 and 18 and 41 game. He got hurt before that, but the season was cut. So this season he struggled. 3.14. He dropped 1% save this season. He's really struggled this season. That's I agree with you about that one of that.
Yeah, me too.
He was a great man both on and ice. And Nashville is less than severe. Nashville is a prison schedule. I've been struggling about that. I agree with you about this one over there. Yeah. Mr. Andrew, we hit the 1 o'clock and we have to bring you right here. And Frenchie quiz for everybody. It's time to win a Frenchie quiz. We want to congratulate some people who won yesterday. Congratulations for some of you. Don't forget to click on the like before we leave the building. And Mr. Andrew, we're going to see how he's going to look like today. Maybe he's going to be the one who's going to make its fans. You never know about it. I love the Blues. They are my second favorite team. I'm not saying he's not good. But yeah, it's not shown me he was deserved that cup win and that. Yeah, that's possible, Ron, about that. I don't say you're wrong about that. It's just like I don't know he have the capacity. I know for this year, he had no capacity to bring that team all the way, but the time will tell us. And I really, right now, Uso is one step over him at that moment, for sure. Yeah. I just said, if ever Uso lost 2 games back-to-back, what do you do? Yeah. Do you try you Bennington or you let it go?
You would have to.
It's a little bit what happened with Fleury last season, with Leonard. Yeah. Right? They bring back Leonard because now Fleury was losing 1 or 2 games. So
that's what you'd have to do. Yeah.
So I don't know what something happened about that one over there. Before we start, mister, we have an upgrade membership. Sascha SCHRADER. Reverse. Sascha SCHRADER. Upgrade. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate a lot. Thank you so much, Sascha. We appreciate a lot about that. One of Kill-Up Sauce is in the house. Thank you so much.
Oh my God!
Question number 1 today. Ladies and gentlemen, today it's all about the goaltender. So it's going to be easy. I see Andrew. I'm going to go easy with Andrew today. He knows all the goaltender. He knows Bennington like Ron. So let's start with that one over there. Here we go. How many goaltender rookies had 5 shootout and plus during their first season in NHL? I'm looking for 31. Under, over, or exact. How many goaltender at their rookie season they got 5 shootout and plus? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever it is. And we're looking for 31 goaltender. Is it under, over, or exact? I would let you know, Mr. Andrew, one is the time. RJ said under. We have Jose said exact. Salah said under also. Caleb, welcome aboard. He said under. Nitkovic was amazing, Mr. Caleb. Danny, whoa, Danny, welcome aboard. He said Mike Bossy. Gerard Hunter, welcome aboard, Gerard. Gerard said over. We have Ron with King said exact. We have Peter said over. And we have Corey Hill, he said under. We have John Gregor, he said under. Inotap said over. And we have Sascha said under. Danny DT said over. Pierre Martin said under. And you have Mr. Andrew. What is your answer?
I say over.
Oh my God!
And you are right. 32 goaltender, Mr. Andrew Lepage with Gerard Hunter, Peter, and Inotap and Danny T. Wow, the insider and the moderator are stepped up at the Friday, April 15. They pick it up, the first answer of the day. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. And let's go question number 2. We're not done with the goaltender. How many goaltender rookies play over 4,000 minutes? TY. The number is 10. Under, over, or exact. Hi, Danny. Sorry I missed your call this morning. I was out. Here we go. How many of them has 4,000 minutes in NHL? Over, under, or exact? Caleb, go with over. RJ, go with exact. Thank you, RJ and Caleb, for your answer. We have Jose Duarte. He said exact. Salah, he said under. We'll follow for the rest of the people. We're going to wait. Everybody checking on Google right now. And we're going to see about that. Gerald under. He said under. And we're going to wait. Run with Kings under. Corey Hill, he said under. The time is up. Do we have other answer? I'm waiting for under, Peter. We have Inotap under. Danny, what you answer? Under. Richard Malin under. Andrew.
Under.
Under. Everybody go under. Pierre Martin, go for under. The answer of this is exact. You don't believe it, but we don't have anybody take the lead after 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people at 1 at that moment. Sasha said under also, did not get it also.
Oh my God!
Question number 3. A lot of you can win today. Question number 3. We still with a goaltender, Mr. Andrew. How many goaltender rookies have a goal average again 2.0 and below? So 1.9, 1.78, 1.76, all the way. The number is 15. Under, over, or exact. Some of you is 0.2, like Caleb, like Soler, like Pierre Martin. We have RJ over, hold on. Danny, under, Soler, exact. Pierre, under. Balwick King, Ronwick King, Balwick King, he said over. Jose Duarte said under. Richard Mullen, he said over. John Gregor, he said exact. Corey Hill, he said exact. Gerard Hunter said under. I still waiting for Mr. Enartap and Andrew Lapage. Both of you. Enartap said under.
Under.
Pierre Martin said under. Pierre said under. Pierre Martin said under. Sasha Schrader said under. Now here's the problem for everybody. Everybody have one good answer. All of you did under, over, and nobody of you said exact. So if ever the answer is exact, we have 12 people could win today. The answer of this, ladies and gentlemen, is exact, ladies. And nobody have 2 good answers today. We have 1 answer. You have too many people win. Gerard, PJ, Peter, Enartap, Danny, Andrew, RJ, Jose, Soler, Corey Hill, John Gregor, all of you win, but because you get only 1 answer, everybody go to jail today. Nobody win today. You're not good enough to get 2 on 3. So that's what happening. Congratulations. Whoop, I missed Mr. Andrew right there. That's what happening today. So many of you are 0 and 3, like Mr. Caleb said. Ron have a difficult week also this week. We need a bonus question. Oh, I love that one. Do we go with a bonus question?
Yeah.
Why not to go with bonus question? All right, let's go. Bonus question.
Oh my God!
Let's do it. Question number 4. All right. Here we go. Question number 4. I need to click on that one over there. All right. How many players are 20 years old and younger in the NHL this season? 51. Under, over, or exact? The time. Main Girl said under. Thank you, Main Girl. Welcome aboard. RJ over. Peter exact. Salah over. Jose Duarte under. Gerard under. Gerard Hunter over. Ronwick Kings exact. Corey Hill over. Denis Rodrigue, yes. Very sad day, mon Rodrigue. Mon Denis. Malheureusement. On a parlé de ça couple of minutes. Danny may be gone. And our tap may be gone. Andrew.
I'm going to go under.
Under. Carrie Hilton is answer for under. Sasha, under. I don't know if in our tap if Danny is here. In our tap said under. Danny, under.
Oh my God!
Here we go. Now, we have a lot under and we have a lot over. We have only one exact for the people could win today. If the answer is exact, that person win. If people is under, we have 7 people win. If the answer is over, we have 3 people win. First of all, many of you does some Alzheimer. Because that question was Sunday night.
I
It
wasn't
was the
there
same
for it.
question we did that Sunday night. And the
I
answer,
wasn't there.
ladies and gentlemen, is
Oh my God!
exact! And the only one win today is Peter!
Good job, Peter.
Congratulations, Peter. You're the only one win
Great job,
today.
buddy.
The funny thing, I make excuse for Gerard because Gerard was not there. But the rest of you was at the show Sunday night, and more the insider like in our tap and Andrew and Danny was there, and you did not get it. Oh my God, Ron, you did it. At least you get that one over there, Ron. And congratulations for Peter today. You're the winner of the show. Thank you so much. It was a great show today. Thank you so much, Mr. Andrew, for your participation. I can wait to see you tonight if you want to join us for the intermission post game. Maybe Andrew also join us within our time. We'll see what happens. And our tap said, what he make was, I don't remember also the question for Sunday.
No, nor do I.
That's a good one about that. But before we leave, we want to remind everybody, you are awesome. Thank you, Mr. Andrew. Have an amazing, great blessing day, buddy.
You are the best.
You too.
Thank
Have a
you.
good one.
Remember, you have greatness inside of you.
Yes, you have greatness inside of you. I want to leave you on that one over there. What Martin St. Louis said this morning at the press conference, talking about Carey Price, champion on bill when no one is looking. And I think he's absolutely right about that one over there. No one is looking. Have an amazing, great day, everybody. Be well, be healthy. Find a way not only dominate your day. Find a way what, Mr. Coach? Of course, Mr. Enocap. Find a way to dominate your 2022.
What do I know? What's going
Thank
on
you,
now?
Jose.
Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now. Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I say so? We're just putting on a show. Oh, oh, oh. What do I know? I need to open my eyes and get a touch
Thank you,
of
Enoch.
that reality.
Thank you,
Don't
Pierre
want
and
another
Drew.
surprise. I'd rather
One with
want
King.
you to just
Corey Hill.
let me be.
Gerard,
Oh, oh,
Peter, Danny,
what do I know?
Salah, John Gregor,
What's going on now? Is this another
Sasha.
breakdown? You and me, should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now. Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I say so? We're just putting on a show.
Thank you, Corey.